Father Christmas by Raymond Briggs. Last Christmas morning, Father Christmas had come home feeling very tired, freezing cold, and more grumpy than ever. He was so fed up that he decided it was time to take a holiday. First, he turned his sledge into a caravan for the reindeer to pull, and then he packed his suitcases. When it was time to leave, Father Christmas took cat and dog to the kennels and sadly said goodbye. He hitched the reindeer to the front of the sledge and off they flew. To La Belle France. So that no one would recognise him, Father Christmas bought a stripy jumper and a beret. Right then, dinner time, he thought. Lovely, fish. No chips. After that came lobster, snails, and pudding, followed by the bill. Crumbs, he cried. Bloomin' expensive. Father Christmas had eaten so much that he began to feel very poorly. A few days later, some people at the campsite discovered the reindeer. Time to move on, mumbled Father Christmas. I know, I'll go to Scotland. He landed in a valley in the pouring rain. Bloomin' cold, shivered Father Christmas, and he went to an inn to warm up. He loved the bagpipes and the dancing. Next morning, the sun was shining, and he jumped into the loch for a swim. It's freezing. Enough's enough. I need to go somewhere hot. Las Vegas. Nice room, good food, plenty to do. This is the life, chuckled Father Christmas. And so the days and the weeks went by. One morning by the pool, a small boy recognised who he was. Oh dear, moaned Father Christmas. Time to be off again. He asked for the bill. It was enormous. Better go home, he said. So he packed his bags and set off. Back again, me dears, and the caravan bumped on the ground. Better go and get the rascals. Cat and dog were so excited to see him again. All right, mind my bloomin' beard, laughed Father Christmas. As he tried to push his front door open, Father Christmas found a mountain of letters behind it. Bloomin' Christmas post already, he grumbled. Next gets earlier every year. But he still sat down to read every single one. His list of presents grew longer, and each morning more letters arrived. Soon it was time to get his suit from the dry cleaners. The lady in the shop who served him thought he was going to a fancy dress party. I should be so lucky, he growled at her. At last it was Christmas Eve, and Father Christmas was woken early by his noisy alarm clock. Bloomin' Christmas here again, he moaned, crawling out of his bed and pulling back the curtains to look out. It snowed during the night, and he carried on grumbling as he got dressed. He fed cat and dog and listened to the weather forecast. Suppose I'd better load up the sledge, he said. Then he fetched the reindeer and harnessed them up. Snow began to fall again as he gently steered the sledge through his open gate. Tally ho, my dears, he cheered, and the sledge took off into the sky. But Father Christmas soon started complaining again when he flew straight into a thunderstorm. So to cheer himself up a little, he began to sing a song. Jump up on my sleigh and we'll get all on our way to another bloomin' Christmas. His sledge landed on the roof of the first house and Father Christmas squeezed down a chimney. He crept softly into the children's bedroom and carefully tucked the presents into their stockings. Throughout the night, Father Christmas and the reindeer flew from place to place. His biggest problem was how to get into some of the houses. Some chimneys were a really tight squeeze. Ooh, moaned Father Christmas. Other places didn't have chimneys at all. Father Christmas took a break and listened to the weather forecast again. Then it was back to work. That's it, boys, he said to the reindeer some time after. We'd better get a move on. We're a bit late for the party this year. There was cheering and waving as the sledge landed in the middle of the snowman party. Hello, James, said Father Christmas to a little boy with a snowman. Glad you can make it this year. The party was wonderful with plenty of food and dancing. Then James and his snowman went to see the reindeer to find out the presents in the sleigh. Oh dear, they found two more hidden under the seat. That's torn it, said Father Christmas. I've left the wrong present before, but I've never forgotten any. Come on, my dears. We're going for another blooming record. Bye. See you next year. Come on, we're nearly there now, he shouted as they flew over London and on into the grounds of Buckingham Palace. Oh, good. Flags flying, they're in. He quietly delivered the last 2 parcels and headed back to the sledge. Still at it, mate? Asked the milkman. Done now, thank blooming goodness, growled Father Christmas. And he and the reindeer set off home. Well done, my dears, he said as they landed safely. He yawned and led the reindeer to the stable. Once inside his warm house, Father Christmas took off his hat and his boots. He hung up his jacket and then made himself a nice cup of tea. He rolled up his sleeves and with Cat sitting on his shoulders, he prepared Christmas dinner. When everything was cooked, he sat down to enjoy it. Later, after Father Christmas had a steaming hot bath, he got ready for bed. He put a parcel each for dog and cat under the tree and picked up his own present. Then Father Christmas headed upstairs. Might as well open them now, he thought, looking at the first present. Mind you, I'd already know what's in this one. Another bloomin' awful tie from Aunt Edie. The usual ghastly socks from Cousin Violet, he grumbled, unwrapping the second. Phew, that's more like it. Father Christmas laughed, as he'd soon discovered a bottle. Good old Uncle Bob. Father Christmas leaned over to change the date on the calendar. It was Christmas Day. Well, that's that for another bloomin' year, he said thankfully. And a happy bloomin' Christmas to you and all. Poor old Father Christmas. He never sees Christmas morn. He works so hard on Christmas Eve, he sleeps before the dawn. Dear old Father Christmas, we think you're very kind, and if you get a little grumpy, we really don't mind. Thank you, Father Christmas, from every boy and girl, and all the children everywhere in the whole wide bloomin' world.
Oh, my red suit seems to have got tighter, and my boots have sprung a blooming leak. I daren't eat all those mince pies. They tend to repeat. That is all the bells will soon be ringing. Glad tidings they'll be bringing. Soon I'll hear them singing in me blooming head. So from me and my reindeer, we'll see you all next year. I'm going home soon to my blooming bed. So jump up on my sleigh and we're all on our way to another blooming Christmas. So jump up on my sleigh and we're all on our way to another blooming Christmas. So